Hi, I'm Alex Archbold. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity Inc.
Hi everybody and welcome to today's episode. I was just out on the other side of town. In fact, it was another town entirely. And I was able to look around the house. I was able to buy a few things. I brought that stuff home to show you. Now, it's not a big box of stuff, but there are a few things that I thought were kind of interesting. So I'm going to crack the trunk open here and bring the stuff inside and we'll sort through, we'll sift through, and I'll give you guys an idea of what we picked up today. Plus, I didn't really have a great chance to go through some of these boxes, so this will be like a discovery for me. So let's get inside the house, do an unboxing, and see what I found today. Let's go. So here is the box. It's not super big. It's not like a truckload of stuff. It's not a house full of stuff, but still sometimes interesting things come in small packages. So let me show you some of the things that I picked up. The first was this hand-carved wooden elephant. Likely came from India or South Asia, somewhere in that, maybe Malaysia or somewhere. It's interesting because it has this really ornate brasswork and it's all hammered on. You can see little nails there all the way around. So somebody had to take all this little bit of brass and hand hammer and hand form that all the way around, even up the trunk. Really, really interesting piece. I was told that the family had done some travel in the 20s and 30s to various parts overseas, so they figured this was from around that time. And based on the sort of cracking that we see and a bit of the patina, it's possible. You know, that doesn't look like it was made yesterday. I don't know about 1930s, but I thought it was cool. Plus, the trunk is up, and a trunk that's up is good luck, according to folklore or superstition. So we got a lucky elephant right there. These little guys, there's two of them. That one and this one, they're basically identical. Now, she had thought that these came from an uncle that had served in World War II, and perhaps they did, but they aren't wartime era. These are a little bit newer. These would date to sometime around the early 1950s, and if you look carefully at the hats, that one says Chusan, or Chusan, and this one says Arcadia. These were both steamships that were built around 1950. So sometime between 1950 and 1960, you would have gone on board and they would have had like a little gift shop area there and you could have picked these up. They also used to make stuffed versions of the sailors with the name on it. I've got one of those that actually came off of the SS America, which is a pretty infamous shipwreck. It's now gone, but it was basically looked like the Titanic. But these are super cool. This is just after the war. This is made in Germany, and it says specifically made in Dresden, Germany. And I thought those were neat. So somebody who collects steamship memorabilia might think those are neat, or if somebody's in the service and they're, you know, in the Navy, might think that's cool. There's a bunch of reasons why a person might collect these figures, and the condition's good on them. They're a little dusty, albeit, but nothing a little cleaning won't take care of. So I thought, why not? Those are neat. I don't buy a lot of cups and a lot of glassware, but this one was kind of more on the novelty side. So it's got this lady figure on the right for the handle, and it says, "The devil sends the naughty wind to blow the girl's skirts high, but God is just, he sends the dust to blind the bad man's eye." So a little, probably would have been barware from the 1940s or 50s. Just sort of a funny little thing. And that kind of stuff, if it's odd or unusual, it typically sells. And that's why when I saw this, somebody made this, probably in like a pottery class or something. They made this little devilish looking figure here. They gave him a red glaze. He's got a, he's got his best hat on. And they gave him sort of cat eyes and a goatee. So I've seen people walking around with a goatee and a little black hat, and I never saw them have cat eyes, but you never know. He's got his tongue sticking out. I just thought it was kind of a fun piece. It's obviously handmade. Somebody made this maybe in school or something. I wonder what mark they got. But I thought it was just kind of fun and different and quirky. So picked that guy up too. So a little bit of ceramic stuff, a little bit of pottery. We have this is a lady's wristwatch. Easy to date this one because right inside the brochure it says 1981. Oddly, it's a mechanical watch. So it's not it's not a battery operated watch in the least. And at this time in 1981, it would have been unusual to still have a mechanical watch. It's a winder, and it does still work and does wind. And I was told that this was given to the lady by a former boyfriend who he thought she was pretty special and got her this watch. And she said she never wore it even once. And I said, so no emotional attachment to it? She said, no, she's got a different husband now and everything worked out good. But we ended up with the watch, and it's nice that it's got its box and papers and everything. It's basically like brand new. Like I said, she never even wore it once. But somebody's heart went into that at one time for a love, a courtship that didn't happen. But a nice thought, and anyway, I'm sure it'll look nice on somebody else's wrist in the future. Oh yeah, this was an odd little thing. I probably had candies in it at some point. Sometimes they used to fill these things up with candies, and you give it as a gift. But on the front it says Southend-on-Sea, so probably a little World War I era sort of ambulance. Novelty piece, and made in England. I don't know if it was just for decoration or if it did have candy, if I'm honest. A lot of times the candy ones were made out of glass, so somebody watching at home can correct me and tell me what this is. It might just be one of those things where it's just a tourist piece that was sold to go on a shelf as a trinket, but I thought it was cool. It's an ambulance. It's an old, almost looks like an old, turn of the century kind of Renault, turn of the last century, I should say now, but kind of a neat little thing. If it has wheels on it, I'm usually kind of interested. So we've got a couple jewelry boxes here. Oh, yes. That one's got some weight to it. Is that everything? No. Oh yeah, more lucky elephants. These are stone, carved stone. I think it's alabaster. And there's a matching set of bookends, elephant bookends. How cool is that? So let's get into these jewelry boxes. I guess we'll look at the little one first here and get an idea of what we have. Kind of a fun little assortment of stuff. Okay, actually, even before I dig into the jewelry box, look at how cool this box itself is. It's hand carved, it's got ships on it. This nice sort of brass detail where you can put a lock through there. Looks like it was a walnut almost or something. Kind of a burlwood. Interesting. So, here is a little pocket watch. And looks like the original case for it because this ring looks exactly the right size. It's got its key, which is good. That's key to have the key. What's interesting about this, if you find a pocket watch and it has a key, that's likely before 1844 because it's right around that time, pre-1850, let's say, because in 1844, I think it was, Adrien Philippe of Patek Philippe, the very famous watchmaker, invented the stem wind for the top of a pocket watch. So if you ever see a pocket watch that has the, you wind it from the top, that is after 1850 or so. Prior to that, you had a key, and the key was used to set both the time and also to wind it. This is in Roman numerals. More popular would be the Arabic, which is just 1, 2, 3, like typical you'd see. Those were used more by railways and stuff. This would have been sort of a fine, like a gentleman's pocket watch. Not a very big one. Might have even been a lady's pocket watch. Let's open the back and see what it looks like.
So when you open the back, you've got these little holes, and that is where you would set the time and wind it with those two little spots there. So every time you had to wind your watch, you had to pop the back open on it. There's the movement itself. But I noticed something kind of interesting. I could tell this was at least a gold plate, but in fact it is solid 18 karat. Well, I shouldn't say solid, it's 18 karat gold. If it was solid, it would be, what, 24? But this is 18 karat, which is still high purity. And it looks like that whole outer case has beautiful sort of etching and detail on it. It'll have to go in for a service to get it working, but what a pretty little thing, especially a watch that dates to pre-1850. It looks like somebody put a new crystal on it at some point because it's in fantastic shape. So nice little set with its original box right there. Watch like that could be $500 to $700 or so to the right person. If it's the right maker, if this was a higher end maker, it could be more, but it's a very simple movement, although it is an 18 karat case. Really pretty. They put all the detail, the emphasis on the outside of the watch rather than the inside, but it's still super cool. And here we have a whole mess load of jewelry, and I don't even know what we have in here. This is going to take some sorting. I might have to do my magical technique of getting a cookie tray and dumping this stuff out and trying to find the matches for it. Oh, look, there's a little, that looks like a gold ring. The center stone's missing. It's got two little diamonds there. I can pretty well guarantee that's going to be, can I read it? It is 18 karat, 18 CT. But it says it might be plated. PL, oh, that could be actually unlikely that that's plated. I'll have to check that one out a little closer. Because with diamond setting like that, it would be unusual to have it plated. But it does look like it's got a little bit of wear down to a different finish. Maybe it's not 100% gold. Look at this funny little case this came in. Isn't that neat? I've never seen a ring case quite like this. What's this paper in here? What does this say? Is this like the warranty for it? What on earth is this? Okay. Oh, all right. Certificate of insurance. We hereby certify that a ring valued at £3.15, purchased from Austin Bolson, creating King Street Reading, has been issued an insurance policy. Date of issue, August something 41. Now, this is written with a quill pen. That's not ballpoint. It could have been 1841. Hard to say. I guess the policy does not cover loss or damage occasioned by war, riots, strikes, or civil commotion. Well, that's so cool. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm thinking 1841, not 1941. Look at how old this case is. This might take a little investigating to find out when Austin Balsam at 14 King Street Reading was around, and that'll give us an idea. But based on the penmanship and the fact it was only £3, tells me it might be a little bit older than what I think. Anyway, that's really neat that it's got its paperwork and everything, don't you think? Let me go and get a tray so we can dump some of this stuff out and have a look. See if we got anything good in here. When I bought it, I was told this is pretty much costume jewelry, which is fine. But my experience is that whenever you're told it's costume jewelry, there could be some cool costume jewelry in there. But also, you might find yourself with at least a few gold pieces and silver or who knows what else. So time to get busy sorting. As I prepare to dump this out, I did end up looking up this address in this jewelry shop and found that he took over the store around 1919. So this would likely be 1941. Bum, 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 bum. Well, that's okay. It's still cool. It's still neat. I thought it might be a little bit older just because it looks older. But I was way off on the guesstimate there. It doesn't have the modern look. I guess maybe because it's English. It doesn't have a modern look to it.
Oh, there's a little silver locket. Okay. Fortunately, a lot of this stuff looks like it's tangled. So you've got your maybe cubic zirconia, rosary beads, all tangled up in here, necklaces and bracelets. So this might be a little bit of a to-do to get this sorted, but if I'm lucky, that looks like it might actually be gold. There might be a few good pieces. There's always a few good pieces mixed in with the jewelry. Yar! Pirate treasure. Anyway, it's a neat little copper leaf brooch. And pink beaded necklace. That looks like an earring. Yep. So I'm gonna have to go through all this and try and find the matches. That looks like it's meant to be part of that set. What do you guys think? You think that went together? And then there might be, oh, look at this. If there's Sherman or better, that's actually nice. That looks like it's check crystal necklace. See, sometimes the costume jewelry, if it's nice enough, like that's a nice piece, can be worth more than an actual gold or silver piece. So it is worth digging through these jewelry boxes to see what you have. That'd be nice if that was a real gold chain, but it looks like it's got a, I don't see any kind of hallmark on there. I'll have to get my loop out just to double check. But yeah, it's actually some decent costume jewelry in the mix here. So we'll separate the brooches, we'll separate the earrings, and we'll see if we can find some matching sets, hopefully, along the way. If we're lucky, we will. That looks like maybe a silver bracelet. Okay, I'm driving myself crazy going through this stuff. Okay, that's newer, pig pin, TNT TriStar 600 Club. Oh, there's another one. These look like they're anniversary pins for work. Like when you work at a company long enough, they give you sort of like a 15, 20-year anniversary or so forth. Well, this is gonna be quite the mess to sort through, but we'll bite it off one piece at a time. There was an interesting piece or an interesting set I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. It's an articulated fish, and it's actually made from real peacock feathers. So they took the peacock feathers and they made this very ornate looking jewelry. The fish actually moves. You could use this as a, well, take it out fishing, boys. Use it as a lure. Where are my earrings? Down at the lake. They're in the dad's tackle box. Anyway, this is where my mind goes. I have issues. I think that's just so cool. They made it so the body actually looks like a fish's body. And then you've got the bird as the brooch. Does not look like a comfortable way to hold your neck. But just a really neat little thing. Actually, I wonder if that's bent or if it's meant to be like that. No, I guess it's meant to be like that. So you've got a brooch and two fishies. And it looks like there's a little silver cross in here too. Just a little one. Oh, that I think makes it sway up to one of my favorite things I found out of here so far. Some of the costume jewelry is really cool. I don't know if those are going to be real ruby. Might be. That looks like it's gold with diamond flakes in there. I'll have to get my diamond tester out and check that out, but that might be something. Oh, there's a matching set of earrings. So this will be the process, just basically go through all this stuff and find the matches and see what exactly is in here. Pendants, lots of brooches. Oh, that's really ornate. That's a filigree cross with a pearl in the middle. Look at that. I mean, the detail, the work that goes into those sorts of things. Some of these pieces I think are antique as well. Pharaohs. That reminds me of, was it American Graffiti? That gang was called the Pharaohs. You want to join the Pharaohs, you got to chain up a police car. And then they did. pin. Again, this TNT TriStar. So it looks like kind of a mix of maybe a family and estate jewelry. It's tiny. Watch out, he's got a knife. I have a knife. That's for very tiny little bread and butter, I guess. Must have been from a dollhouse set or something. Itsy bitsy little butter knife in here. Okay, so some interesting pieces, some neat stuff. I'll get this all sorted out. And we do have this other box here as well. So a little black enameled box, hand painted, nothing. 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 And then it looks like just some, those I don't think are real seed pearls or anything. It's just, this is truly like costume jewelry. A couple Disney pins. I guess I shouldn't discount it too much because there is, that looks like it's gold. So maybe there's a gold necklace in the bottom of it. All right, well, I guess it's worth sorting through all this stuff. I can see like some of it, it's just nothing too precious in this box. I think the good stuff was all in that other box. And there's keys. Maybe that's, are these the keys for this box? Let's see. Nope. Or if it was, it doesn't fit anymore. That one looks a little smaller. Oh, I think that, yep, that's the key for this box. Okay, well, I have the key for the jewelry box anyway. And maybe, yeah, that one doesn't have a key. It would have like a little lock on it. All right, now the work begins. Time to get busy sorting and see what I've got came out of this jewelry box. Well, after much sorting, I've got a pile of gold studded earrings, some semi-precious. I don't know what we're looking at there in terms of stones. Checking the gold marks, these are gold. Now that, this that I thought might be rubies, might be, or don't know what it is. Maybe somebody at home has a better idea of what that color of stone is. It's probably an antique piece because it's 9 karat. As are these other items, they're 9 karat. In fact, this little tiny locket and bracelet are 9 karat gold, and that locket, the lock actually opens and closes. I think it's a functioning lock made out of gold, which is cool. Some antique sterling pieces. So all together, we've got a few pieces of gold. We've got some more interesting or ornate brooches. That's English. Colebrook, China. Am I reading that right? I think so, Colebrook. Anyway, I think between this batch, the 18 karat gold pocket watch, and some of the other little trinkets and stuff, we should do okay. Total paid for everything here today was $700 Canadian. And I think on a good day, an 18 karat gold pocket watch could be close to that. So we should be able to make at least a few $100s off of everything we've got here. So kind of exciting, kind of good. So we're gonna get this stuff bagged up, get it ready for an auction sale coming up. We'll try and get into the June 1st sale that we're having at Kastner. And gosh, that was a lot of fun to sort through today. A bit of work, but also a bit of fun. All right, well, I got everything loaded up back in the box, ready to go to the auction. Yeah, so I'll just I've been adding stuff to this sale. I don't know, we go out and find things and sell it off this way. Since we closed the store down, it's kind of how I sell stuff now. Anyway, it was fun to go through, found some interesting stuff. I'm gonna see if I can get that pocket watch working before it goes in the sale, but everything else is gonna go. So after the weekend, we'll take that in. But I hope you enjoyed today's sifting, sorting, and searching video. I know I did. It was always fun to go out and find new things. As for me, I'm gonna carry on with my day. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you all soon. And as always, bye for now.